One of the major news stories in the gaming world right now, which is normally something that I don't touch, but I think that there's something politically significant here that would necessitate discussing. Blizzard Entertainment, World of Warcraft, etc., has banned one of its players and one of its tournament players for support of the Hong Kong protests. He was wearing a mask in defiance of Chinese law, etc. Did all of that, and I believe this young man does live in Hong Kong. Now, the outrage, particularly from very bourgeois media sources like Bloomberg, etc., have taken very extreme exception to this, saying that it's more of politics interfering with video games while people are trying to just play games, and they lament it as the quote unquote Communist Party of China exercising influence and shutting down freedom of speech, etc. Except you're kind of a complete hypocrite on this. Complaining that there's politics getting involved in these things is something that's already going on. They're only mad because it's not on their side. Now, if they were to actually say there shouldn't be any politics in games at all, that would be one thing. But they're really just mad that it's not the policy, or this decision by Blizzard is not going in what they want in their favor. Now, it's one thing to be neutral and just say, okay, look, no politics in the games, but to support the politics, but then only get mad when it's on your side. It kind of really is hypocrisy on their part, claiming they stand for freedom of speech when they're literally doing the opposite. Now, where was this outrage when various social media platforms, including YouTube, were shutting down people that were opposed to the Hong Kong protests? Well, they were nowhere to be found. In fact, they were actually very quietly in support of it, and some of them vociferously in support of it. So it's okay to politicize it there and claim it's fighting free speech while doing it to the other side, etc. Well, that's kind of the thing about free speech. Nobody really believes in it because everybody believes in censorship to some degree or another. It's one thing to rail about freedom of speech and how you're for freedom of speech, but then literally do the opposite. Like, you see where I'm going with this? Blizzard bans one guy and doesn't pay him his the money that he's supposed to get for his tournament winnings or something, somewhere around $10,000. And censoring people that are critical of a political position on social media, which is supposed to be a platform for that. Like, you see where I'm going with this? If you just want to straight up say, okay, that you're basically a political tool and you're going to censor this or censor that, fine. Just be honest about it. You're going to do what you're going to do. Just be upfront about it. Don't act like a morally self-righteous person in support of freedom of speech and then kind of do the opposite kind of thing. Just be a man. Just say who you are, what it is you do. There's no ambiguity in my positions. I make it very clear where I stand on basically everything. So that it's not like I'm saying, oh, I'm middle of the road and I support both sides and I give... No, I don't do that. And anybody who basically claims that they do is completely full of it. Anyway. My problem with this situation is the hypocrisy behind it. Very obviously, they're politically motivated. So just say you're politically motivated. Don't pretend like you're in support of freedom of speech when you do support censoring the other side. Because everybody believes in censoring the other side at one point or another. Nobody is a complete libertarian when it comes to freedom of speech. And anyone who says so is either a closet pedophile or insane. So I don't buy that. Or maybe just someone who says it and doesn't really believe it, etc. So that's really what I wanted to say about Blizzard banning this guy not giving him his money, etc., is not so much that they did it, but the hypocritical outrage against it by bourgeois sources that are very happy to cheer on censorship of the other side on more important things like social media, where ideas are supposed to be discussed.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.